What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. I'm here to explain about what happened to the GR86. Currently, I do not own the GR86 anymore, so this video is basically going to talk to you about what happened to that car. Alright, so I'm gonna try my best to summarize this story to make this video as short as possible. To summarize the story, I was on my way to work. There was a cloud storm drain in my apartment complex where I live. And since the area was very dark, I ended up driving over the flood because you can't really see it. Um, just also as well, I'm going to be including pictures and videos within this video so you can see what I'm talking about. So yeah, I ran over that, got out the car, as fast as possible, and started pushing the car as to get it out of there. But I didn't think that so much water would get in that engine. So the car hasn't been in the water for more than a minute, because literally I got out of the car and the water was literally up to my ankles, and I started pushing the car out of there as fast as possible. And I had other people that saw me stuck there, and they actually helped. And if you guys know, or if your guys are seeing this video, thank you very much for that day. I'm like panicking right now because I literally, I just got the car. So there's like a million things, a thousand things going in my head right now. And so everything in the car worked electrical wise. So I thought maybe something electrical got wet, Then I tried starting it, and all it did was just click. So everything else worked. The lights started to move, the front headlights, I mean, and everything just worked besides the engine. So when I look at the airbox is soaked. So from at that moment, I said, you know what, we'll just leave it here and just call Geico, let insurance take care of it. The following day, the adjuster comes and he takes a look at the car, tells me the airbox is wet, which is something I already knew, and he says that the car most likely has water in the engine and possibly will need a new engine. And I had a lot of things in my head at that time, like, damn, I'm about to lose the car or something. And I told him, give me a no bullshit assessment right now and tell me, am I gonna lose this car? And he tells me not necessarily, because he dealt with cars like this before, preferably Subarus as well. And he told me that something like this, if it needs a new engine, it'll cost somewhere between 10 to 15 grand. A flat 4 Subaru engine. That same day, he said that he'll call a tow truck driver. He'll pick up the car and take it to wherever you want. He tells me, where do you want to take the car? And I tell him, let's take it back to where I bought it from. So we take it to Wesley Chapel Toyota in Florida. So that same day, the tow truck driver comes by, takes a look at the car, takes pictures of it, and takes it to Wesley Chapel Toyota. I notified them that the car was coming, and when the car went there, the car stood there for, honestly, I think a few days. That car stood there for a bit until they touched it and whatever, because the adjuster told me part of the report says that they have to remove the plugs of the engine and hand turn the crankshaft and see if it still works. If it still works, then they're able to repair that same engine and get it up and running again. Honestly, I don't know if they actually did that, because some people saw my car still in the same spot in Wesley Chapel's parking lot. Even my own dad saw my GR86 still parked in the same spot where the tow truck driver left it. So I don't know if they actually did anything to the car. So honestly, I believe they just looked over the car. I don't think they actually did anything hands-on with the car, to be honest. All they did was probably give me a quote on just replacing the whole engine entirely, because it was probably the fastest way in their terms. The only reason why I would jump back to that statement is because I remember the service advisor that was in charge of my vehicle. He was telling me that he couldn't touch the car until my adjuster was there. This was through a phone call. I never went to the dealership except pick up my items from the car. But before I get there, he told me that he never met the guy, so they can't really do anything about it. So he said he'll call me back again when he has a quote for the repairs of the car. So as a few days pass by, I'm getting the quotes from my insurance adjuster, And mind you, this was like days, that this is passing by on, and I'm like phone calls left and right, trying to get a hold of the adjuster and trying to because he's dealing with other claims too, so there's like a lot of things going on. I just want to know what's going on with my car. So we finally get an estimate. So the estimate we first get was 23,033 and 43 cents, and the estimate repair time was 10 days. Now this wasn't the final quote that they sent. So after the service advisor contacts me through voicemail, he tells me that they're supposed to send another repair cost of the car, and the 23,000 that I was seeing was not the actual final amount. So they sent me another one, and the next one was $34,171.07. You heard that right. $34,171.07 for a flat 4 Subaru engine to repair. How does it cost that much? Honestly, no one will ever fucking know. Honestly, when we saw this repair, I was baffled. My dad was baffled. The adjuster was baffled. We were all like, how the hell does that cost that much money? Since they sent us this quote, I sent an email to Toyota brand engagement, and honestly, I did my best to try and pull up, the email that I sent to them, but considering this was like a while ago, I cannot find anywhere of that email that I sent them. But I do have, a confirmation that I did send the email in the screenshot here I'm putting on the video right now. I'm trying to remember back about the email. The email just states about like, why does a flat 4 Subaru engine cost so much money, and why does it cost more than the actual car itself? Because the GR86 premium MSRP starts at $31,000. Actually, no, that's the 2023. The 2022 starts at 30,300 MSRP, because mine was actually a 22 to make it fair. So after 2-3 days passed by, or 3 to 4 days, I looked back at the email, and my email was actually closed by Toyota brand engagement. There was no response from them, no phone calls from them, no emails back from them at all whatsoever. It was just a closed case. That's it. They said that the case was closed. And just like that, I get the final call from the adjuster. The adjuster tells me that unfortunately that they have to consider the car a total loss because it costs more than the actual car itself. Wesley Chapel Toyota has pulled a fast one on me. Honestly, they just said, get this shit out of my parking lot, and that's it. We don't want to work on it. So that's it, guys. That's what happened to the GR86. I try to summarize it as best as I can. I try to memorize what happened that horrible October month of 2022, and just like that, my GR86 was gone. Later on, I had somebody from, if I remember correctly, Ukraine. He messaged me about it. He told me that the car was actually listed on Copart and he was interested in buying it. Then I had another guy tell me the same thing, and he's actually was interested in buying it, and he sent me a video, this video right here, of the car being auctioned off right now because the auction was about to go live, and the car actually sold 14,900 to somebody in New York. So whoever has that car, I hope you have fun with it. The car did me pretty well. It was fun to drive. I had my funs with it. I mean, I had mixtures of emotions, when all of this happened, because literally I waited 8 months with that car, an additional 2 months within that 8 months because they damaged my door at the port in Jacksonville. Not even 1,100 miles, that car was actually totaled. Just like that. So I remember correctly that the odometer said 1,049 miles or 48, and that's when I lost the car. I mean, I wish I had more time with the car. I was just, getting used to it. So this was just a summary about what happened to the car. So people that say, do you have the car? They can just come back to this video, and this will tell you everything about it, at least in summarization. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Well, not enjoy it, but at least it was informative for all of you that told me, what happened to the car and whatever. So, thanks again for, hearing me out, and, spending almost 10 minutes of your life actually finding out what the hell happened to the car and whatnot. So thanks again for watching, and see you on the next one.